present, future.
Yeah. Say hey, Mama.
Hello.
This is my mother, Amanda. She's the one that taught me the cards. And I guess I'm the only one that really acted like they wanted to learn them. My sister, she's scared of them. But she wants us to run them.
Yeah. I've been running cards since I was 13. My aunts run them, my cousins run them, my mother. So it's been a common factor. The family doing it.
Now, who was the first one that you knew did it?
My aunt, my mama's oldest sister.
What, Aunt Lottie or?
Aunt Edna Craven.
Aunt Edna, okay.
Yeah, she used to do it. I couldn't figure out what she was doing. Then turn around, my cousin, she started doing it. And you just picked it up. I mean, it's very fascinating, and you can't predict, you can't keep things from happening. That's why I tell everyone when you get started, I read it, I tell them, but you can't sit back and wait for it to happen because you really don't know. You got a card in there, it predicts every within 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. But it's not going to tell you what day.
Yeah.
And I try to tell people, and I have taught some how to read them. And I try to tell them, this can be like an addiction. You get to the point. Now, when I was doing it, it seemed like every time I run them, they come true every time. And then it got to where I was doing it more and more. If I went out somewhere, I carried the cards with me. It was just a constant thing.
You couldn't live your life without them.
That's right. The cards more or less took over my life because I stayed at home. I run the cards. And I'd call my mother. I'd have her to run hers to see if hers run in like mine. And then I'd bounce to my aunts and see what theirs was. Because the main cards I love to run is family. I want to know what's going on in my family. But back then, I was married to a cheater and a liar. And that's what kept my cards going in my hand. They let me know when he was cheating on me, when he was lying on me, where he was at. He'd be in jail. They come to tell me. They didn't have to tell me. I already knew. And so he finally hid my cards. I had to go buy a couple of decks. And so then I run them right on up till I was probably in my 30s, and then I laid them down because it just got to where I was scared to do anything, scared I'd get out that it would happen. Mm-hmm. And a couple of times I read them, and it read that I was going to be in an accident, close to an accident, and that was true. But I enjoy reading them. And I enjoy looking at the expression on people's face when I read them. Now, just like the young girl lived beside of us, she was skeptical. No, she didn't believe in them. So she said, just run them for the fun of it. And I run them that night. It was about 12 o'clock, midnight. And I told her, she told me her brother was on his way to the beach. And I told her, I said, yeah, he's planning on it, but he's not going to make it to the beach. I told her the cards run he was going to be in a car accident, but not seriously. And so then I told her she'd get a telephone call pertaining to that. But I told her that also she would be getting a telephone call from a lady that was accusing her of cheating with her husband. And she laughed at it. I said, you're going to have a busy couple of hours or days. So then I told her, I said, but the worst of it is you're going to get a phone call pertaining to a lady's death. And so she left, and 2 hours later, which was about 2:30 in the morning, she called me crying. Her brother did have a wreck, but he wasn't hurt. He totaled the car. The lady that caused her, accused her of cheating with her husband was her sister, accusing her of messing with her husband. And on top of that, just before she called me, they had called her from Florida that her grandma passed away. So she said, whatever you do, don't run my cards no more. I said, you kind of believe in them now, don't you? But I felt sorry for her, but I told her, I said, I told you. And my daughter never liked her cards to be read until recently. She likes them to be read. But I started out running my past, present, and future, which I run 3 hands, 3 lines, which was my past. And you sit and think about it. When you read it, it happened. And then you run the 3 lines again, and that's your present. And it lets you know what to look for inside of 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks. That card will come out there. And then the future could be as far back as 2 months. I never go back years. But I don't run that much. I did when my first husband, because I wanted to know what he was doing. But then I have another way of running my cards, is where I put the Queen of Diamonds down, which represents me. And
no, tell them why. Why her?
Oh, because of my lightness in my hair, between light and gray. The Queen of Hearts represents like a dirty blonde, not brown, but blonde or golden blonde. That's the youthful woman. The Queen of Diamonds is like the elderly woman. And that's what I run myself as, and I run my husband at the time. He was the King of Clubs because his hair wasn't black and it wasn't blonde. And I would run from me to him, from the Queen to the King, with questions that I had in my mind that I wanted to know. Was he lying to me about this trip? Which come back, yes, he lied to me. Then I asked to myself the question, was he cheating on me? Which that was a big, when I run it to him, I asked the question. When he come back to me, it was like he was trying to lie to me about it, but the woman come out there. And so I knew she was a dark-headed woman. And in the cards, it let me know that I knew the woman he was cheating on me with. And come to find out, it was one of my friends. And so then I run it, was he coming home or was he lying to me? In which it didn't come out that he was coming home or he was lying to me because I wouldn't talk to him. He was in jail. So I knew all of that. So I quit running the past, present, future. I started running family. And then that's about the main one I would run, because if I run myself, my own cards of what's happening, naturally my children's going to be in there with me, somewhere or another. And if it keeps running the same way every time, it's a sure thing. I don't doubt it one bit. And I don't mind running it when it's running red. That's money and happiness. But when it starts running black, that's when I start to worry. And I keep running and keep running. When it starts running the jokers, both jokers with the ace of spade upside down, that is a sure death. Either I'm going to hear about it or I'm going to be in the company of the person that died. It lets me know that. It lets me know, they let me know if I'm going to receive a phone call or a message pertaining to a wreck. How many people is involved. It lets me know that. And There's drinking involved, and several times I like to go out to a club, and a lot of times before I go to that club, I will run the cards, and it lets me know if there's going to be trouble in that club. I have the tour clubs, which I run as a weapon. It could be a gun, a beer bottle, a knife, any kind of object. And a lot of times that'll run into the club. But when I run it, a lot of times my main question is, what kind of object is this? And is it bad? And then it'll run out to a car wreck, which would be a trip, and it could be the one joker and one ace, which is, to me, I would run it like a jail, or I would run it as not as severe, but bad, hospital-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Then if I wanted to know what was the object, it could run out a car, which is the three of clubs. And I would know then, well, it's going to be a wreck, which recently I just run the cards, and it run a car wreck, and then I found out about Courtney's little old escapade with the car wreck. But I mainly love to see the card Ace of Diamonds, because when it comes out in all three hands that you run, it's really not that much you got to worry about, because the Ace of Diamonds is sharp luck. You're coming out of it.
Explain it a little bit. I get people asking me all the time, what do you mean sharp luck? I guess because people aren't familiar with actually having it.
It's just like you got somebody that's has to go to court, and they're just worried sick. What's going to happen? What is it going to be bad? Well, I run the cards when that Ace of Diamonds comes out. That's the lucky card. That's the one that when it comes out there, you got nothing to worry about. It's going to all take care of itself. And which if you got the Ace of Diamonds and the Two of Diamonds, they both are very lucky cards. And that's what you want to see when you run your cards, and it's they run in black, and you keep wondering, well, God, am I going to keep getting worse and worse? And then when that Ace of Diamond comes out, it's like a relief card. As bad as it is, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel, And so that's the way I do it. And a lot of times when I'm running it and it runs black, and I get my doubts and fears up, then when that Ace of Diamond and Two of Diamond runs out together, I put the cards up and relax.
So end on a good note.
Yes, I stop right then. I don't keep dwelling on it, because it's letting me know, even though it's bad, it's gonna clear up. I mean, you don't have to worry now, unless if you come up with the two jokers and the ace upside down, you're not gonna see the Ace of Diamonds. I mean, it sounds weird, but and if that two jokers and that upside down ace runs all three hands, I'm ready to put the cards up, because I know eventually I'm gonna hear about it. I'm gonna get my telephone call or my message, and it's just like I'm sitting back waiting, because I know that's gonna happen. And it has several times. It's been a member of the family to pass away, and they would call me and tell me, which I didn't know which one, but I knew I was gonna get the call. And but I'm not crazy about them cards. They kind of get on your nerves. But the main cards I sit and play now is family. I don't put myself out there. I don't put no certain person out there to run. I just shuffle my cards and put the next card after the number 7. I mean, you're not counting out 7 cards and then putting it. It's the card that's got a 7 on it. After you shuffle your cards out, you run up on a 7, you take the next card and you put it out there. and you do it, you get all 4 cards. Then you shuffle again. And you really don't know where those 7 cards, that number 7 is in that deck. I mean, you could shuffle and you would have 3 7s straight in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you put 3 cards after that straight in a row until you get your 12 cards on the table. Then you can sit there and study it. I mean, you got to study the card because you don't want to get the wrong prediction. You study the card, you can tell that person what you see. Like I say, I see you're planning a trip, but I'm here to tell you you're not going to take it. You're going to be left behind. You're going to be lied to. And things like that. And things like that come out. But there's so many different ways to run them. It's like I said, past, present, future. Then it's like from wife to husband or husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, or it could be sister to sister. It's someone you're close to. You just can't pick 2 people out of the blue that you know nothing about and name them and expect to get a good reading. No, it's got to be someone that you want to know about. And say, for instance, you come to me and you say, Mama, I want to know if my wife's cheating on me. Well, you got to take these cards in your hand and you got to shuffle them and keep an open mind of what you want to know, because I cannot dwell on what you are thinking or what you're feeling. You have to take these cards. You have to think and feel it in your heart of what you want to know. Is she cheating on me? Well, then you run it from your hand to her hand. And before you get through those 4 lines, you will get your answer. You will get the fact that there is another man in her life.
Now, what I've gotten people asking me, and what would you tell people? And sometimes it does seem this way, that our way of reading cards, you see a lot more negativity than, I guess, other ways. I don't know. I've had people saying, your cards only show me the bad things that are happening. And I'm like, well, humanity isn't all peaches and cream. It's full of struggle and heartache.
And more so now today than it was when I first started running these. I mean, you would run them, you would have some bad, but then you had some good to come in behind it. I mean, like, you'd have these people lying to you and cheating on you, but you got family and loved ones comes right in behind you and help you out. Well, today, I mean, you stop and think about it, it's really nobody you can trust. I mean, you got family will stab you in the back, you got friends that'll stab you in the back, and you just can't come out and name that person in these cards to where you can get a reading on it. That's why I say it has to come from your hands to the cards, from your heart to the cards. And most time it runs out. If she was cheating on you, it would run out there, but you wouldn't know who it was. I mean, it could be your brother-in-law, it could be your uncle, the last person you would expect she would mess with to hurt you. But still, when she runs it, and that black-headed guy comes out there, well, right in behind it's going to come a 10 of hearts or a 6 of hearts or something to let you know it's someone you care about that she's messing with. And if the madness comes out, say this guy comes out and then there's black cards in behind it, you don't know him, but you're mad enough to take him down. And that's about the way I can run them and tell you where you've been cheated on, you've been lied to, you've been handed a crooked deal. Just say, like, I sold you a car and you wanted to know if I'm lying to you about this car.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to do is run the cards and it'll let me know, yes. When I run it, you know, is she lying to you about this car? Is this car any count? Or is she pulling the wool over your eyes? Those cards are run out there. The 3 of hearts is a crooked deal. It'll run out there and let you know if it runs out there. This woman is planning, which would be the 4 spade or the 4 club. If she's planning a crooked deal, which is the 3 of heart, and then out comes the 3 of clubs, that's your car, you know right then she is planning to give you a crooked deal over that car. And I have done that and stopped the sale of a car. And just like I know this guy that sold it. There was nothing wrong with that car. And I've run the cards and told my husband, no, leave it alone. I said, he's trying to break it off in you. And then time the guy got in the car to leave, it starts sputtering and jumping, and we had it, my husband got to checking it, and it had sawdust in it. It didn't last long enough for him to sell the car and get out of our way. So that was pretty. I was pretty fascinating with the cars then, because it was telling me that he was fixing to break one off in my husband. So I enjoyed that, reading them. But it's so many ways once you get to plan them and realize there's no crooked way to run these cards, because as I say, you don't know where that number 7 card is going to land. You don't know where it's at. All you do is shuffle them and take the number 7, lay it down, and put another card behind it. And it is fascinating the way they will run out there.
I've had people ask me why is it I've shuffled these cards 3 or 4 times, and I've had 2 and 3 sevens side by side. Am I not shuffling the cards right? And I'm like, no, you're shuffling them right.
You're shuffling.
It's getting the cards you need.
You have to shuffle them the same way every time. You can't turn your cards. No, when you start shuffling your cards, you've got to do it every time, just like that. You don't switch them, you don't turn them. And then when you put it in your hand, you've got to take them down every time. That way, you can't turn it upside down like this, because you're not going to get a good reading. The way you start with your cards is the way. See, there is a number 7. All right, then you put this 9 out there, which is money. And who's not in the need for money? But you have to keep doing it the same way. And then after you get them all rolled out there, you can start reading them. Which I don't shuffle my cards this way. I don't deal my cards this way, because it's so slow.
The next hand will show you how she shuffles.
Yeah.
This is the way you can start out with. If you're peculiar and you're wanting to do it quote unquote right, you do it whatever way feels right to you, but do it the same way every time.
Now, the way I'm running this right here is I'm going to be in the company of these 2 people, this young black-headed guy and this black-headed woman, spending money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that runs.
And I've had people, and it's happened to me, and I know it's happened to you. What do you do when there's a 7 on it's your very last card?
Then you take it off the top of your card. After you put your cards together, take the very next card and put it out here.
Okay.
That's the way you do the 7. Now, the way I do my cards, I hold them in my hand, and I come out this way and look for a 7. When I find that 7, I lay it down. I take the next card, put it out there, which is a cheater card. And that's a dark-headed woman. She's not black-headed, but she's dark-headed.
So she's talking about the Queen of Clubs.
Right. I put that there, and see, I had 2 sevens, so I have to take the next 2 cards.
Alright, so there's your 4 7 cards, so we shuffle again.
That's right. And I always try to shuffle them about 3 times. It don't take but twice, but I always do it 3 times.
And if you can't rifle your cards like that, that's fine. You just shuffle whatever way
Yeah, to
you
get
can
the
do
job
it.
done. Alright, there's a trip
Which is the
with
4
someone,
diamonds.
with several people I care about. And there's my luck. It doesn't take nowhere as long. Alright, now that what I'm reading is the way I am reading this. I am going to be in the company of this black-headed single boy, this black-headed woman. There's going to be anger in the midst of it because of someone cheating, in which she is involved in this cheating. But it's nothing to worry about. The cheating is going to be between this dark-headed woman and this blonde-headed married man. I don't know if he is maybe the black-headed woman's mate or boyfriend or what, but this is the cheater here, the dark-headed woman. She is the one that's causing the anger. She's the one that's taking the trip with this blonde-headed married man. That's the way I read it.
So we have it like this, but would it be accurate to say, I mean, I know I look at the whole thing as one, but some people would actually see this more like a timeline thing. Because people love to look at stuff in a line, like it reads this way. Would you say it kind of reads that way, or you take it all in?
Whatever, when you're looking at it, I mean, it's your fortune. And whatever leads your mind to read it. I mean, now me, the way I read it this way, yeah, there is some cheating. There's a trip because of cheating. And I know it's a light-headed married man, but now as other people get to read it, they can feel it different. You feel what you're reading. I mean, I could start down here and say, well, this married man here is going to take a trip with this dark-headed woman. You could read it backwards, but it doesn't make sense. How are you going to be involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Because
when
she's in here because that's her right there.
Yeah, so I'm going to be there when all this takes place. It's not saying I'm going to get a phone call or a letter about it. No, I'm going to be here when this trip takes place. But it's nothing serious. I mean, it's a little anger, madness, but I mean, it's not going to be a fight or nothing that you've got to worry about. It's just that she is going to catch this woman on this trip with her husband or boyfriend, whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way they run out.
Okay, so
But now,
that's...
if you run out these 12 cards like I just did 3 times, and it still runs the same way, her finding out about cheaters with that man and that guy, that's a sure thing. That's a sure thing. I don't never pay attention to the first 12 cards that come out. But now the second set of 12 and the third 12, yes, when it runs out the same way every time, yeah, it's a sure thing. And I believe in it.
So we shuffled one time, we made a layout. So we do it 2 more times to see. Alright, so we're going past, present, future. But I've also, me personally, I've had it to where it wasn't necessarily my past, present, and future. It was almost like the cards were telling me what I needed to know.
Yes, yes. And they will. They will. Now here I run my family. That's the only way I run them. I want to know if something's fixing to happen with my family, if they're going to be heartbroken, if there's going to be tears in my family pertaining to something. But right now there's going to be plenty of madness. I'm just dwelling each card at one time until I get them all out there. Then I can study it. Now there's 2 7s close together. And you run it 2 times. Alright, there's that black-headed woman. That's a young boy. There's a planned trip with them during madness. It's a planned trip. It don't mean it will happen. And see, there I run out and in with my family. Because I named myself. There is the light-headed man that was in the other card. There's the tears. There's the weapon. Now, I don't know if this weapon is going to be something you hold in your hand or something you throw, or it could be a vehicle. Very well be a vehicle.